Hey, Will, Aaron Suttles, The Athletic. Can you talk about Alabama's, you guys' strength against the run this year, and you in particular, how unselfish you have to be as an outside linebacker who maybe wants to pressure the passer, but you're pretty good against the run too.
That's one of our goals on our goal sheet is, we're really big on stop and run, how many yards they get per game and holding them to a certain amount of yards. So I think like during fall camp, summertime, spring ball, I think that's where we get a chance to really just work on our technique, making sure that we're shocking and shedding and getting off the blocks the right way. Everybody standing in their gaps because that's one of the biggest parts of our defense is stopping the run. So, every day in practice, we have to do drills to make sure that, everybody's using their hands, everybody getting off blocks really well. And that's just one of the biggest goals that we have. So, I think we've been doing a really good job this year stopping the run, and we just want to keep carrying that over into this game.
Our next question will come from Rocco DeSangro. Go ahead, Rocco.
Hey, Will. Rocco DeSangro of News 19 in Huntsville. Whether it's this year or last, what is the best piece of advice you've received from Coach Saban that'll stick with you for the rest of your college career?
The best piece of advice I received from Coach Saban will probably just be facing adversity, never giving up, no matter how hard something gets, keep fighting to the end. Don't let it control you. Don't let it get too overwhelming. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just go out there, have fun, and, whatever happens, happens.
Okay, our next question will come from Bill Bender. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, Will, before this Cincinnati game, a lot was made of your comments about being the underdog. Is that the same mentality you take into this game? And how does the Alabama program even maintain that philosophy given all the success the program's had?
Again, Alabama does have a lot of success, but I was speaking generally when I said over the course of the season, but us being underdogs, us not being respected, and people saying that we wasn't an elite team, and I think everybody that just fuels everybody up because we know how hard we work, we know what type of team we have, and it's going to be the same to the end of the season, which is coming up. So we keeping that same intensity, same energy, what everybody was saying about us. We're just going to keep using it as motivation because we know what type of team we are. We know what we put in and day out. We know how we prepare, and we know how we play.
Our next question will come from Ryan Hennessy. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, well, it's been quite a journey to see you turn into one of the leaders on the team this year. Just as a sophomore, you won it all last year. But overall, after this year's all said and done, what is a successful season for you?
What is a successful season for me? A successful season for me is winning the national championship, making sure that we're up on that stage, all my brothers, coaches, family, everybody, we're celebrating all the hard work we put in this whole season. That's what a successful season is to me.
Our next question will come from Dan Toratora. Go ahead, Dan.
Will, just what you can say about Pete Golding as defensive coordinator, just what he's meant to you and how he's really commanded the best out of you in your career at Alabama.
I have so much respect for Coach Pete. He does an outstanding job. I mean, from going to high school, having a good DC, to coming to college, to having a good DC and building that relationship, it's really been good. He has a lot of respect for me. I've learned so much from Coach Pete from my freshman year to this year. I've learned so much more through the defense by him helping me, just moving me around some, doing different things and stuff like that. So, I mean, he's done a great job this year. I'm so happy to have him as a coach and blessed. And he does a really good job making sure that, we're all on the same page. We know how to fit things, where somebody's coming down at. So he does a great job of getting everybody lined up, making sure that we're all on the same page.
Our next question will come from Joe Will. Go ahead, Joe.
What's your favorite part about playing alongside Phil Mathis, DJ Dale, and all the other highly talented guys you guys have along that defensive line?
It means everything is so much fun. I have to give those guys a lot of credit because they give me so much energy when I watch them play. Before the game, I swear I always say to myself, I said, your brother's out there with you. Look at Phil, he right there beside you. Look at DJ, he right there beside you. Look at Dallas, he right there beside you. So we straight no matter what. And that kind of gives me a little bit of confidence too, because I feel like when you have other great players out on the field with you, it kind of gives you a little bit of confidence boost. And I love playing with those guys. They bring so much energy to the defense, especially Phil. I swear Phil rubs off on me. He gives me so much energy on the field. I feel like when he make a play, I make a play. When I make a play, he makes a play, because every time we both make plays, we're right there together. Like, celebrating or something like that. So I'm so happy and blessed to be playing beside some guys like that are really talented and really good.
Our next question will come from Nick Kelly. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Will, having played in the national championship as a freshman, what did you learn most from that experience, or what are you taking into this to maybe do differently than the first time around?
Probably paying attention more to the details. I think last year, as a freshman, you really don't have the type of focus or, that you have when you mature a little bit. So probably paying attention to the details, making sure that I'm lined up right, making sure I'm not having any mental errors or anything like that, making sure, I'm getting the call. I think that was one of the biggest things last year was just getting the call and getting lined up right. So that's the experience I have now taking into like a new national championship game. And I have that experience under my belt to help me more.
Next question will come from Charlie Potter. Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, hey, Will. You've obviously been a leader for this team, but guys like Phil Mathis and Brian Robinson, fifth-year seniors, are going to be playing in their fourth national championship game. Just how much do you look for those guys for advice, and how much of those guys meant to the team this season?
They meant everything to the team. I don't really get a chance to talk to B-Rob like that, but, B-Rob has been outstanding this year. He's been a vocal leader to us. He's been through so much as well as Phil. They've seen so much, so they've been able to help us along the way. But, all practice long, I've been on Phil. I'm like, Phil, we got to get you one more before you go, man. Like, I'm really big on that. Like, when I was in high school and, I was type one of the other senior D tackles on there, I was like, come on, we got to get you one. So I kind of feel like that's the same feeling here. I was like, all week I've been like, Phil, we got to get you one before you get out here, man. We're going to get you one before you get out of here. So that's just been the type of energy we've been having around the program right now, these last few practices, and making sure that everybody's on the same page so we can get the job done and get these guys out of here the right way.
Next question will come from Justin Felder. Go ahead, Justin.
What's up, Will? I saw that Dutchtown High School said that Monday is going to be Will Anderson Day. Just what kind of support have you been getting from back home? And also, have there been any friends or extended family that say, hey, we're pulling for you, but team-wise, we're rooting for the other guys?
First of all, I just want to start off by saying thank you to the Dutchtown community, Henry County, the whole Henry County, my Dutchtown family. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support and love you guys have shown me over this season, my freshman year. I could have asked for a better support system back at home. I'm so honored and blessed for you guys to be making Monday, Will Anderson Day, back at home for me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And no, I haven't had anybody say they're rooting for me in Georgia, so I'm glad of that, and I'm very appreciative of that. But again, thank you, and I love you guys so much.
Next question will come from Ivan Mazel. Go ahead, Ivan.
Hi, Will. A couple of the Georgia players we talked to an hour ago talked about how this time they're going to be different mentally than they were in Atlanta. What differences do you expect to see from a team that says it will be mentally sharper this time?
I think, no game is going to be the same. What happened last game is what happened last game. We have to worry about what happens this game. And, I can't really speak on what other teams think they have to do, but I know as far as Alabama, we're just going to take the same preparation and the same way we do things from each game until this game. And we're just going to play to the Alabama standard and play Alabama football.
Our next question will come from Fernando Rossetti. Go ahead, Fernando.
Hello, Will. I'm with Graphical Sports. How do you feel your strength and conditioning program will influence you guys' performance for this game against what is probably the best offensive line, the best and biggest offensive line in the nation? And also, could you share a specific experience with your strength and conditioning coaches that you feel has impacted the team to be prepared for that?
I think our strength and conditioning coaches do an outstanding job with us. Our last lift we just had, we had a lot of people PR in the weight room, and for it to be towards the end of the season to have those type of numbers with the type of season we had in the SEC, all SEC schedule, and going against top talent and being able to still PR in the weight room, I think that's really big, and it speaks volume of the people who work in there. Coach Blue and Dog Ray, they do an awesome job. And as far as this game goes, we're more than prepared. They prepared us all off season, during the season to help us make sure our bodies are right. They're never going to let anybody, slip along the way. So the weight room numbers and everything has been outstanding. They've been doing a great job. The team has been doing a great job of lifting and maintaining weight. So they have us more than prepared for this game. And, sorry. Like I was saying, they do a great job of making sure that everybody's weight is good. So, yeah.
Thank you, Will. Again, if you have a question, we encourage you to use the raise hand function to indicate you have a question, and then we will take further questions for Will Anderson. We'll go back to Ryan Hennessy. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Will, obviously Bryce Young has a lot of success on the field and with the Heisman, and you were a big person to kind of pitch him for that. What's your confidence level with your quarterback going to the biggest game of his career on Monday?
Bryce is a really great person. He's a really great athlete. I look up to Bryce a lot. I tell him all the time, he's an inspiration to the team. The way he works, the way he prepares, the way he can talk to people in, different ways. For Bryce, I'm so excited for him. This is a big game. But, I'm not going to put any pressure on him. I'm not going to sit up here and say he did this. I'm just going to let Bryce go out there and play his game and be Bryce Young and help lead the offense like I know he will.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Settles. Aaron, go ahead.
Well, you guys seem to get really sharp defensively in the red zone, whether it's creating turnovers or just holding them to field goals. What's been the secret to the success there in the red zone?
I think it's the mentality you have to not let anybody score on you. Do not let anybody get into your end zone. So I think that's just where it comes from. It's our mentality on defense to not let anybody get into the end zone. So yeah.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go with Chris Bryce. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, well, Chris Bryce, CBS in Birmingham. I was curious if you have seen the social media phenomenon going on right now with the Karate Kid emoji that Jameson started, and he's kind of promoted it with a photo of himself this week. Have you thought about that at all? Like, there's thousands of fans who've got that in their social media pages right now.
Yeah, I've been scrolling all on Twitter, and that's all I've been seeing. I don't really know too much about it. Like everybody on the team does it, but it's really like an offensive thing. So like we just see them doing it, but we don't know like what they have going on with it. But like on my TL, that's all I've been seeing. And I think I seen something like Gumpster or something like that. I don't know like the backstory of anything about it, but that's all I've been seeing on my TL. I think it's really cool, especially for something you do in a game and the fans, take after it and, they support you behind it. And, it grows on social media like that and it just goes to the fans and they really love it. And it just show you how much of a support system we have and a great fan base we have. So we appreciate those guys.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Okay, we'll now go to Justin Felder. Go ahead, Justin.
Hey, Will, so I heard about a giraffe costume growing up. I think it was like mayonnaise and jelly sandwiches. So let me ask you, what was the #1 prank either pulled on you or by you growing up?
Okay, enough about what happened to me. I'm going to tell you what I did. So back at my home one day, we had a Sunday dinner after church, whatever like that. And my mom had made cornbread. And instead of making the cornbread in the squares that she used to do on the frying pan, she made it in like the cupcake holders. So we had some left over. And I was telling my sister, I said, hey, I'm finna bake some cupcakes. I'm finna get y'all right. We finna eat good. So the next day I took the corn muffins or cornbread and I just put icing on them because they was already in cupcake form. I put icing on them and I put some sprinkles on them. And I had told my sister, I said, the cupcakes done, y'all go down there and get y'all some if y'all want to. So all my sisters rushed down the stairs. They rushed down the stairs. And I swear all of them bit into the cornbread and they spit it out immediately. And they thought it was cupcake. So that's like one of the best pranks I did on my sisters to me because I really got them. But yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
We'll take a question from Vedant Gupta. Go ahead, Vedant.
Yeah, Will, obviously this is Vedant from Global Media. So you have had a dad who has motivated you and brought out that inner fire that usually doesn't end up great for the other team. How does he spark that inner fire in you in a national championship game?
My dad, he texts me all the time. He screams. Sometimes I can hear him. I can't hear him in the stands sometimes. I used to be able to hear my dad all the time in high school. But my dad, he doesn't get enough credit, but he's been so phenomenal in my life. He's helped me so much, even though he was at work most of the time, just him calling me on the phone, making sure I'm good, making sure that my headspace in the right. He always say, use your hands and use the speed every game, before every game. That's what he calls and tell me, or he texts me and he let me know. But I love my dad. He supports me so much. He doesn't get enough credit, but he did an outstanding job raising me. And I have to give so much credit to him, because I wouldn't be the man I am right now if it wasn't for him. So yeah.
Awesome. Good luck.
We'll take one question, final question from Bennett Durando. Go ahead, Bennett.
Hey, Will. Yeah, you mentioned just Bryce being a good person and sort of knowing how to talk to people. I was just curious if you have sort of an example or anything that sort of stands out to you from that this season.
We have to peer a lot of guys. Sometimes when guys get out of hand or whatever like that, and it happens on all teams. And as a leader, you have different type of leaders, and everybody might not be able to get through to some people as Bryce can or as I can, but you may not know how to talk to this person. You may not know what to say to this person, but it's like Bryce always knows what to say to a player or a person, no matter what they are, no matter what type of person they are. He knows how to talk to people really well. And I really feel like that's a nice gift to have. He's blessed, most definitely he's favored. And to be able to talk to people of like different kinds, no matter what they're going through, and be able to do that, that's really special.
Well, thank you for your time this morning. Good luck on Monday.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.